day 3 in Bogota, Colombia. For today, I'm going to do the graffiti tour. I know a lot of you guys really like my silly videos and pictures of street art. So stay tuned.
Artist, very respected and famous from Bogota. The third artist that did the letters, his name is Elliot Tupas, and he's from Peru. So basically, this wall is a tribute to Rock al Parque, the biggest rock festival in Latin America that happens every year in Bogota. Now, 2 months ago, like three female artists, Nats Garu, Jimenez, and Lila, they work under the art collective called Andrea, right there. Basically, it means the butterfly flapping. And that is a metaphor between the butterfly metamorphosis and our transformation as society. The women here, but actually, if you see it closer, it's the same one. But one is crying rivers while the other two are holding her. So it's basically overcoming from that pain, but turned into a better and positive commitment. I think the bright colors talk about it, even though it's like a sad and a very sad.
This painting's about the conflict and human rights violations that occurred during the
You can tell with the bright
kind of unrest or a conflict with FARC.
See, this was funded by a foundation supported by the Green Party in Germany.
And she's crying at River. This is about FARC and all the other conflicts. It's been going on since the 1940s and 50s, and seemingly it's becoming resolved, but still not understood.
Okay, guys. So here we have this beautiful wall right here that was painted in 2020 by an art collective called Activism, plus Tinta del Rio and Ferrogras, two other Colombian artists. And this wall was commissioned by an institution called CODES. They work with human rights here in Colombia, so they wanted to represent what leadership means. Basically, that's the idea behind this beautiful wall. Understand what leadership means, but also what resistance means, what resilience means.
This institution provides government oversight of the government actually, especially for the indigenous peoples.
Alright guys, so here we have this beautiful colorful mural I really like that was painted by two female artists, Sapo Terra from Colombia and Fefa Cox from Peru. This mural was paid or commissioned by the Peruvian embassy. They wanted to celebrate good agreements between the two countries, and that's why this artist decided to represent a child from an indigenous community that is located in between Colombia, Peru, and Brazil in the Amazon area. And you can tell she looks a little bit sad, right? We see yellow butterflies above. They not only represent good luck, but they are a symbol of the writing of Gabriel García Márquez, our most famous writer who won a Nobel Prize during the 80s. So if you read his most famous novel, 100 Years of Solitude, you will see the yellow butterflies represented right here. But what's interesting is that they So they have to stop and wait one month to get the permissions and continue the wall. So imagine painting the second week surrounded by an empty city. So it must be such an adventure, right? Actually, it's part of Aletea. Remember the second wall I showed you today? This was another project from Aletea Collective. And they keep working based on this Commission of Truth report, talking about the memory of what happened during the conflict years. And basically, this is part of a festival where they invited only female artists to work based on these testimonies on the report of the Commission of Truth. And this is the result. This is the pieces that were done by female artists here in Colombia. Right here. Okay guys, what do you see here? What do you think this mural is about? What comes to your mind? Yes, really? What else? Like artisans, handcrafts, creating things with your hands, right? Some of my travelers have seen a connection between genders. They have seen female hands and male hands. The first time I saw it, it was a connection between ages. I saw younger hands, older hands. But the reality is that we have two different techniques right there, realistic painting and impressionist. What's interesting about graffiti in Bogota is that you can see it everywhere. You can go to any neighborhood in Bogota, you're gonna see really good graffiti and also illegal graffiti. But the interesting part is that graffiti is illegal, okay? So if you get caught painting without permission, you're gonna get fined, okay? So basically, the graffiti was decriminalized because in the past, the artists were treated like criminals, okay? They got arrested, their materials taken away, they got beaten by the police. Everything changed in 2011, guys, thanks to Diego Felipe Becerra, right here, a 16-year-old graffiti artist who used to paint under the name of Tripido and painted Felix the Cat. So you're gonna see also a lot of Felix the Cat tributes in the graffiti in Bogota. He was painting one night under a bridge with some of his friends when two police officers came by to check and see if they had something besides paint. Here in Colombia, the police overstepped their authority. So that's the reason why people are afraid of police officers. I think that's the reason why these kids ran away, not because they were doing a bad thing, but they were scared. And one of the police officers just kneeled down and shot at Diego Felipe's back. Left him bleeding out, even though they were 2 or 3 blocks away from a hospital. And when he called his police chief, he was told to put a gun on Tripido's hand and present him like a delinquent that was trying to rob and shot at the police officer. So when we knew the next day in the news about what happened to Tripido, it caused a huge scandal because even though people didn't like graffiti, well, everybody changed their perception when they saw the face of a graffiti artist and see how young these guys could be. So everybody was in shock, like, we don't like graffiti, but you don't have to kill them, right? And probably Tripido was not the first one killed by the police, but Tripido actually came from a very wealthy family. So that makes the difference in a country like Colombia. They could afford a good lawyer and gather all the evidence they could to prove them wrong, and so they did. The main evidence was that Tripido never had gunpowder in his hand, so he never shot a gun. So from there, the story just fell apart. 2 months ago, by a female muralist called Zona Difusa. And right here, I'd like to do a small contest. Okay, guys? So let's see who wins. Along the community. So a lot of kids from the neighborhood came here to paint. And it reminds me about what Raul asked me about the colors. Because actually, this is a heritage type of mural because it was done with natural colors and paints. You're gonna see a lot of his pieces, mostly here in Candelaria. I really like his work. You can tell how neat and talented he is with realism. But I want you to touch the wall too, because this one has a different texture. So some artificial elements you can see in the market of San Ale. Artists decided to paint this baby Jesus because when you enter to the market plaza or the old market plaza, because okay, guys. So here we have another piece I like, and you can tell this is talking about flea market. That's why we see like this ancient and antique elements. Also the mining, because we have people that were extracting emeralds. And I think this is a beautiful piece. You can tell there are a jaguar, there's a deer right there. It's an interesting composition. I really like this particular piece. This is a real model that is here in the they're nice. It's sold in every single business actually. So everybody sells. Yeah, whatever you want. It's good. Guys, this is the last part of our tour. I wanted to finish the tour right here in the plaza because, well, it's a good opportunity for you to hang out, drink something, eat something afterwards. If you want to get some souvenirs, you can also support these artisans right here. Yeah. But I wanted to show you the last two murals that actually are part of the projects we have, because we also sponsor murals and help the local artists so they can do what they love to do. So basically here we have another piece by Guache. You already know Guache. This piece is talking about a hug. Some people see a kiss between two women, but actually it's a hug. If you see it closer, you can see one head behind the other. And this was done just after the COVID-19 quarantine stuff. So after being away from each other for a long time, I think it's the best way to vindicate getting back together, guys. So I really love it. It's the third mural done by Guache in the same wall. And it was sponsored by us, Capital Graffiti Tours. This wall was done by Bogota Graffiti. It's a really nice artist that works very good with realistic portraits. You can tell how talented he is. He is also a Christian artist. You can see a reference to the Bible right there, and this is inspired not only the Bible but also in this relationship between the physical and the spiritual side of a human being. You can tell a clear indigenous background right here, and see some animals of power that talk about this transformation from the physical to the spiritual dimension right here.
So if you come to Bogota and you want to go see all the graffiti, it's a free tour, but make sure you tip your guide, because they're going to pay a fee based on how many people are on the tour. And if you don't tip them, that means they're actually going to lose money on the deal. Yeah, and I can relate because I'm a river guide and I ain't making no money if you guys don't tip me. Tip your guide. And hey, check out this info. I'm going to try to make it easy for you to find the tour.